Okay, so I'm going to be talking about Java programming for this video. I'm going to be writing it out since I don't I think doing it in the computer would be very easy to explain. It's harder to point. So I'm actually holding this and it's kind of shaking a little bit. Hopefully that's not a problem. So to start off every Java program, we need these two lines: public class and then a program name. For this, I named it program practice. And then you need a curly bracket afterwards, and then a public static void main parentheses string square bracket args. There's a space there, parentheses, and then another curly bracket. Now the only information of this that you need to understand is this part, which is the program name, because that's really the only thing that you need for right now. It's not really important to understand anything else at this point. So above this I have a comment, and the comments are dictated by 2 slashes followed by text. So this isn't actually going to break the program because the program knows that it's a comment. And then at the bottom of the page we have 2 brackets to close off the brackets at the top. You can think of it like a box. Everything in between those brackets are the contents of the box. If you don't have the brackets, then you have no box, and then the program doesn't know what to do. So we're going to do the standard program here called Hello World. And what it's going to do is it's going to print out Hello World when you run the program. And to do this, we're going to be doing system. It's really hard to, I'm like looking at the camera. So it's hard to write system dot out dot print line parentheses quotes hello world parentheses, and then we need a semicolon. And what this does is it tells the program that the line has ended. Because white space doesn't matter, and what that means is if I didn't have that semicolon, I could put this down here and Java would treat it the same way. So by doing this, it knows that the statement has ended. And this needs to be capital. I'm going to dictate it by doing an underline. So anything that's underlined needs to be capital. If you're actually doing it in the program on a computer, you don't need to underline. It's very Java's case sensitive, so if you have a lowercase, it's not going to know what to do when it needs to be, if it needs to be uppercase, and vice versa. So there's your program. If you run that, it's going to print out Hello World. But that's a little basic for this video, and it only took 4 minutes to explain. So, I could probably do four loops, maybe. I could try explaining 4 loops. So a for loop is a statement, like Hello World, repeated for a certain amount of times. So we're going to declare a variable, so int, for integer, and then we're going to say x. Now normally you don't want to be that vague with your variable declarations, but for the purpose of this, x will be okay. Seeing as it's just a just going to form as a counter, but more on that later. So for x is equal to 0, semicolon, x, let's say less than 4, semicolon, x plus plus. And we're going to do a curly bracket, and this will create like a smaller box inside of the box. So everything inside of these brackets will be reiterated. Reiterated, something, I don't know. So that's the beginning of the statement. What this means is that x, for x, the integer that we declared, when x is equal to 0, each time the loop gets to the last statement and it goes back to the beginning, x is going to be incremented by 1, which is indicated by x plus plus. So on the second iteration, x is going to be equal to 1. It's going to go again. X is equal to 2. It's going to go again. X is equal to 3. It's going to go again. X is equal to 4. But this statement here says to break the for loop when x is less than 4. So at that point, it's going to exit the for loop. So if we put something in here, let's do system out print line hello world. And we're going to close the bracket. So that's closed, so now there's no more statements. Unless we move this bracket down, we put more in there. This is closed. So what we're going to see is the first hello world. So it's going to print out one hello world, and it's going to enter the for loop. It's going to print out another one, and then another one, and then another one. Until it hits x is less than 4, it's going to break, and it's going to keep, So you're going to see several hello worlds instead of just one. And the purpose of this is just so you don't have to write out several lines of code to accomplish something that you can do with just a few lines. And it's important down the line when you're doing complicated calculations and that sort of thing. Let's see. Maybe an if statement. I'm just kind of throwing it all out there. I didn't have anything planned. I actually forget this if. I forget the syntax for if. Just ignore that. I was going to show if statements, but let's do a while loop, which is similar to a for loop. I actually forget the syntax, so while, I think it's while x is greater than, say, 4. We do something closed off with another bracket, so we're going to declare x is equal to, say, 7. So system Okay, so what you might notice if notice here I put subtraction as addition. So instead of adding, it's going to subtract. And since I declared x is 7, each time this reiterates, it's going to check on that initial condition and then subtract 1 until it goes down to 4. Then it's going to break out of the while. This is called a do while loop. And I'm pretty sure the syntax is incorrect. I haven't actually programmed. It's all been I haven't actually programmed in a while with while loops. I usually just use for loops there, which is probably bad practice, but so far that's all I really needed to use. But basically what this is going to do, the logic here, is that it's going to be, you set an initial condition, which is x is equal to 7. The initial condition is, as long as x is greater than 4, we're going to do all this stuff within this body. And then as soon as x is less than 4, it's going to break out. So it's similar to the for loop. And then and there's the do while loop. I'm maybe going to get into that. Do if statements. I forget the syntax of those two. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's if parentheses statement, and you do it. So I'm gonna show it like that, I guess. Just don't. You can look all this at the syntax up, but I'm just gonna explain the logic here. So if x is equal to 1, which it is because we declared it before that statement as 1, we're going to do system I think that's the syntax with the single quote. So that should print out x is equal to, and then the value of x. And if it's one line, you don't need the brackets, but if it's more than one line, you need the brackets. Then we can have the else clause. I hope the sounds of the pen are decent. I feel like they're not, but we'll see. So this line of this whole thing isn't going to do anything because x is equal to 1. So it's going to print out x is equal to 1. But if we were to go back and we were to change this isn't, you just subtract the 1 and put a 2 in there instead. It's going to bypass the x is equal to 1, and it's going to go right to the else statement, which is here. It's going to print out x is equal to, and then the value. So that's if else. And you can go into nested if else statements, and you can go into nested loops. So you would have like for something, for something. Let me close both of these off. And then this would reiterate, so many times, and then it would reiterate again. So anything inside of here would reiterate, and then once this condition breaks, it's going to go here and it's going to reiterate again. That probably makes no sense at all, but that's the flow of it. So that's programming on a basic level.